on the track, it's hard to pick a winning horse. Picking dark horses in football is a bit tricky.
Yeah.
This is not easy.
So I'm going to go for Japan. My dark horse is Japan, and I think it's a wild pick in the sense that they haven't gotten past a round of 16 match in their history. They've gotten to 4 rounds of 16s, 4 agonizing defeats, penalty kicks at home. I mean, you remember 2018 against Belgium where they go up 2-0. They were the better team for most of the game, and then they lose 3-2. That's a massive hurdle that they must get over. That's like the benchmark for this Japanese team that's on a roll. Like, talk about form going into a World Cup. I feel like there's no other team in the world that's more informed than Japan. They beat Brazil, they beat England in a run that has seen them go undefeated for double-digit games now. They have an identity. They have guys like Kaoru Mitoma, Yunya Ito, Ayase Ueda, who scores goals for fun at Feyenoord, Daichi Kamada, who's kind of running the show at Crystal Palace in the midfield. I wonder who he's going to be paired with. But I feel like everything is kind of coming together at the right time for this Japanese team to make a run. Like, is Japan in the quarterfinals a dark horse run, or you need them to go even further?
Oof, that's a good question.
Do you dark horse, to be a dark horse, would you have to say how far have they got in the tournament previously? I agree with
And maybe even in their history, right?
Yeah.
Like Costa Rica getting to a quarterfinal, we mentioned them.
That's massive, yeah.
They were penalty kicks away from playing Argentina in the semifinals of the World Cup.
I agree with everything you say. I think Japan are a really good, well-organised side. They've got great technical ability. I think you make a convincing case. I think they're a decent team. In fact, you've made such a convincing case, I'm not sure they're dark horses.
No, they have to be. I feel like if nobody from your continent has like won a World Cup, the last person from your continent got to a semi-final must have been Korea, right? The last Asian to get to a semi-final of a World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Only Asian to get to a semi-final of the World Cup.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So, yeah. I think Japan, what they need to differentiate themselves, they've always been so difficult to beat because of the discipline, because of the organization. Who's going to go out there and be the guy in the big moment when it demands it? When everything is demanded in a moment? I wonder.
Yeah, look, I mean, they have a Copa del Rey winner in Takafuse Kubo.
Yeah, they do.
This seems like this could be his World Cup,
Conference League winner perhaps in a couple of weeks with Daichi Kamada?
Yeah. I mean, we did the spotlight on this Japanese side, and just their pedigree. They don't fear any team they play against. And some of the groups that they've had in previous World Cups, for the fact that they find ways to get it done, I like that.
Ooh, I think what am I at? Plus 470 for a quarterfinal?
Plus 470.
I think going into the tournament, the level of respect opposing teams have for Japan has gone up a notch. I think they're viewed differently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go a different direction for the European continent. And this is a team that I feel like constantly gets overlooked every single international tournament, whether it be the Euros or the World Cup. Hop Swiss, the Swiss national team, right? I love this Swiss side, and I've loved them ever since. The first time I ever came across Switzerland was actually the '94 World Cup. And someone you know very well, Roy Hodgson, part of that side, part of that mantle. And Switzerland, the furthest they've ever been is the quarterfinals, right? But in 1994, seeing them play with all the things you described about Japan, seeing them play well-organized, well-drilled, that seems to be part of their DNA. And one of the players that I had the pleasure of playing with in the Swiss national team was Tranquillo Barnetta, who, he played for Schalke, played for Leverkusen. And he just described that Switzerland as a footballing nation, they just want to be recognized and be in the same conversation with your Germanys, with the likes of your Frances, right? And they think that they want to go and prove all those countries wrong. So they love to go and spoil the parties for all those neighboring countries. And so I think Switzerland, given the group that they have, I think it's Group B, and a group that they should finish top. And I think the money line says plus 100 for them to finish top.
Qatar, Bosnia, Canada.
Yeah, they should handle that group.
Yeah, they should.
For me, with Switzerland, is can you find that cutting edge in the final third? Shaqiri's been the main man. You could say what you want about how he looks. You could say what you want about his career path. He's had a really good career, mind you.
No, he's the only player to score.
I know. No, I was about to put that in the trivia.
That's Brillin Bolo. Is the only player to score against the nation of his birth.
Really?
in a World Cup. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he scored against Cameroon, was
yeah,
it? He scored against Cameroon in the last World Cup. He's the only player in the history of the World Cups to score against the nation of his birth. Antoine Semenyo could be the second, by the way.
That would be something.
Scoring against England for Ghana.
But I think Switzerland, the heart and soul of what they do very well, I mean, they will have one of the best midfielders in this entire World Cup in Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka showing that where he goes, success goes, whether it be Bayer Leverkusen, whether it be with Sunderland, and what he's done. And if Switzerland can get the Brillon Bolo that scored against Cameroon, the Brillon Bolo that can get you goals in Liga for Rennes, then they can take it one step further than the quarterfinal. Goal scoring will be the one thing that could trip them up, but I like this Swiss side, and shout out to friend of the show, Gregor Kobel, as well. Think he could be starting in his first World Cup for Switzerland.
All right. Argument. Do you think it was as strong as the one Nico provided for Japan? What are you thinking, Geoff?
I've got a little bit more faith in Japan than Switzerland. I think they're at a more consistent level at the moment than Switzerland. But again, I wouldn't rule them out.
I wonder what the pressure is in Switzerland, because the pressure in Japan is massive, right? How does this Japanese team deal with the weight of expectations?
Is it high in Japan, though? I mean,
I think there's a desperation to get past that round of 16. And the crazy part about this World Cup is, the thing is, they've never won a knockout stage game, Japan, right? This time, they're going to win if they get to the round of 16, they would have won their first knockout stage game, only to get to the same stage that they've always gotten to.
Nico, I think it depends on the vibe meter in Japan. Are they of the opinion, is their traditional audience, is it one of, we've never been there, so if we get there, that'll be fantastic? Or is it, right, you got to deliver now, guys?
Yeah,
it's about time you deliver. It depends which way, and how they harness that energy as well.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, because you look, I mean, they haven't won an Asian Cup in some time as well. So
I'm going to take a little piece of Nico and a little piece of Mikey for my team. You said mentality, and you said goal scorer. So for that reason, my dark horses, although Palomino might be closer to the truth, my dark horses, I'm going to go Norway. How many genuine world-class strikers are at the World Cup? How many genuine top 5 in the world?
Well, Haaland, automatically. Harry Kane.
Haaland.
Harry Kane.
Right. Yeah, you'd probably say Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Yeah, right. But Haaland is in that conversation, yes?
Yes, of course. Right. Maybe the best.
So if you have Haaland in your team...
Can you be a dark horse?
So you're saying no?
No, you can, of course.
They're also mainly blonde, but that's a different thing. So you've got Haaland for a start. Then, of course, you've got Odegaard. Now, I thought he's a little bit lazy. Oh, you can't just say they're going to win it because of that. But they've got a lot more than that, because in the support cast, you've got the likes of Oscar Bob, you've got Sander Berg, you've got Strand Larsen, you've got Sorloth as well from Atleti. These are all good players playing at a high level. They also have momentum. Look at their qualifying campaign. I'm glad Marco's not here. Yes, they battered Italy home and away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means these days, but... And they also have, now, I think actually there's not that many, Nico, it's your team, your second home, they don't have that many Bodo Glimt players actually in the squad.
They have Patrick Berg.
Yeah.
That's how they say it over there. Patrick Berg. Patrick Berg.
Jens Petter Haug.
And Jens Petter Haug and Bjortoft, the fullback.
Yeah. So it's not flooded with them, is it? Not by any stretch of the imagination. But I think they've taken it a little bit of, in a strange way, the success of Bodo. They've taken their success on the world stage, or certainly the European stage, and that has emboldened them as well. And importantly, they're going into the tournament, they have momentum because they had an excellent qualifying campaign. Now, the one question, unfortunately, though, is their group, because they're in Group I, and they've got France, Iraq, and Senegal. So
tough group.
It's a tough group. But
First game out of the gates with Iraq.
Yeah. I'm backing them to get past Senegal.
I think the thing that makes it really interesting when we talk about these dark horses, the one roll of the dice that you can't control is what happens if you're a third-place team, which Norway could come in third place in this group.
Yeah.
And then who do you get in the draw for the round of 32, right? When you look at the bracket, I think Group I is what you said?
Yep.
You could end up being, I think I was looking at the quadrants, you could end up being on the north is it northeast corner of the bracket, and that could change you could avoid Portugal.
Yeah, for sure. But in the round of 32, like eventually, like at the World Cup, you're gonna have to play.
You have to play the best.
A powerhouse. When I was in Norway, I asked them like, what happened, because Norway hasn't been back to the World Cup since 1998. It's kind of like gone missing, especially almost from Euros. They qualified for the next Euros in 2000, and then they haven't played a major tournament since. And they've had bad luck, which is a massive component, but you can't have bad luck for like 20 years. One of the reporters over there was telling me that around that time when these guys were growing up and developing, they started installing turf pitches throughout the country because you can only play on grass pitches for so long in Norway because it gets too cold.
Yeah.
And this skiing country went from having artificial pitches all of a sudden, and you could play football year round. And this is like the artificial pitch generation. Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount Plus.